let's talk about Jimmy Carter and the Biden picture,
The
because
picture where he looks like he's miniature.
like a
And his
mini,
wife.
like he looks like he's in a dollhouse, right? It
Yeah.
looks like he's a
Even
puppet.
the furniture looks small. Like
Yeah, it
Biden
looks
looks
tiny.
huge.
And what's funny is I was telling Lenin, I was going down coincidentally in a rabbit hole where I was watching these old British puppet shows like Captain Scarlet, and the Thunderbirds, and so I'm watching because by accident the algorithm on YouTube pointed me to Jerry Anderson, who's responsible for these from the '60s and '70s, and so I'm watching these. Uh, all the episodes in order, they're streaming it. So I'm watching a few hours worth, a few days worth, right? And then all of a sudden I see this picture of a gigantic Joe Biden with this miniature trunk and Jimmy Carter and his wife. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, am I in the Twilight Zone?
It was
Am I
weird.
watching?
They
It was
look
the
tiny.
weirdest thing. Yeah, it's the tiniest thing. And what's funny about it is what happened is that it's probably, and
Someone said it looked like it was directed by David Lynch or something.
yeah, it looks like the Beetle, like one of those Beetlejuice sets or something, and it looks like what was it, the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, that silent movie where odd
The
angles
weird
and whatever.
perspective and stuff.
Yeah, weird perspective, and you know, you brought up an interesting theory, and it's something that's always I've always thought of when I would ever see pictures of all presidents, not just they always frame the president in such a way that there's a halo behind him, whether it's the seal of the United States circle or a light or something. They always frame it so that a lot of photographers are forced to take that perspective, and then this time they fucked it
Well,
up.
I think a lot of them do it on purpose.
Yeah, a lot of
They
them do
line
on
up
purpose.
the camera. Yeah, there's this one of Biden where it looks like there's a black hole behind him. It doesn't
Right.
It doesn't look like it makes any sense as a picture like they used to do with Obama, but it's like, yeah, you can line up so there's a light behind him or something that's actually in the background, and it coincidentally looks like a halo. This just looked like they're like doing it deliberately.
Well, if you watch a lot of these, when I was a kid in the 1970s and 80s, I used to watch a lot of these In Search of episodes, and they always talk about ghost photography or whatever. And like there was a picture of Abraham Lincoln that didn't come out right because there was a crack in it or something, and that was sort of like foretelling of doom. And so every time they take a picture of Biden, it looks like he's a hologram, or he looks like he's
His head's disappearing into the background.
His head disappearing or something, and it's like, is this some sort of foretelling from? Is the Matrix telling us something about Biden, that he's a soulless automaton, or like everything in everything in what it tells me is everything in DC is fake, and even when they try to do a real picture,
Well, I
it
think
comes out as fake.
Yeah, I don't think it was like Photoshop, but I think, okay, first of all, Jimmy Carter and his wife, I think, are short. They're very old, and you get shorter. But then, and also Jimmy Carter was slumping. But then I think a lot of it is they use like a wide-angle lens, and so you can tell from the perspective that Biden just being a little bit closer to the camera, like it makes him look huge, and I think that's like an exaggerated perspective. So I think it's a real picture, but it's. They probably did it for propaganda reasons. They're trying to make the Bidens look huge, but it wasn't subtle enough, so everybody's pointing it out and laughing.
Yeah, and one of the reasons I brought up the Halo president with the Halo pictures is, of course, they don't force the photographers to take that picture, and a lot of them do it on purpose because they love the president, especially if they're Democrats. But you're sure that the White House staff frame it in such a way that makes taking such pictures easier, for propaganda purposes, except for Trump. Trump, they always try to take the worst picture of him possible. Biden, they try to make that, like, they try to show that Biden's alive and vibrant, even though he's on video giving speeches where he's zoning out while he's giving a speech, and you're watching this fuck show. I'm watching Greek news, and
I'm watching a fuck show. Ow!
Well, it's funny. Like when Trump was on, like every time Trump was on, like he was constant news. Now they're trying to avoid any sort of coverage of the president whatsoever.